All right, in this next theory segment, we're going to learn about diatonic seventh chords. And we remember that diatonic means the chords that naturally fit into a key. So we're going to figure out how seventh chords stack up in groups of 4 instead of groups of 3. You're used to taking chords in a key and going F, A, C, and figuring out, oh, that's a 1 chord, that's major. Well, now we're going to stack them a little bit higher. Okay, we're going to stack them all the way up to their 7th, so you can hear what kinds of 7th chords fit into a key naturally. Okay? So, what you would do is you go to the key of F, and you might want to write a scale out above, just so you have an idea of what chords are in the scale. So write a big scale over top. And now, when we stack these up, what we're going to do is go every other letter, like so. So the first chord we would stack up as F, A, C, E. F, A, C, E. You can write E at the top. That helps you. Okay, so now you can analyze the chord or you can play it, but we just need to figure out what type of 7th chord this is. Major, minor, or dominant. So some people like to play it, I would think. So let's look at this, and I want you to put your fingers on F, A, C, and E. We'll all play it at the same time, so it sounds good for the video. So find yourself an F, an A, a C, and an E. Let's play it and hear it. Okay, so what kind of chord is that? You've got a major triad and an octave minus a half step. That's right, it's a major 7th. So the 1 chord in any major key is a major 7. 1 major 7, like that. Okay? Next, we're going to have a 2 chord. It starts on G. So stack up on every line. If you were writing this out on a scale and you run out of letters, you could keep writing so you have more to work with. So you just bounce from letter to letter. G, B flat, D, and F, like that. So stack those up. G, B flat, D, and F. Okay? And play all those chords together. Find it on your keyboard. G, B flat, D, and F. Okay? And how does that sound? Does that sound like a major, minor, or dominant? Minor. That is a minor 7th. Good. Here's a minor triad, and this is an octave minus a whole step. Okay? So the 2 chord in any major key, without changing anything, is going to be a minor 7. 2 minor 7, like that. Let's keep the same procedure going. We're going to go to A, go to every other note, stack those up. Let's all play it together. Wait just a moment. So we're going to have A, C, E, and G. We've seen this chord before in our Whom Have I But You. Stack those notes up. A, C, E, and G. All white notes, looks like an A minor scale. Here's a minor triad. There's an octave minus a whole step. So that's got to be a minor 7th chord. So the 3 chord in any key is a minor 7. Great. Next, we have B flat. So we're going to bounce every other note. B flat, D, F, and A. Stack those up, starting right here. They all go on lines. B flat, D, F, A. Now let's look at our keyboard. Stack those up. B flat, D, F, and A. Okay, we've seen that before. This is a major triad. There's the octave minus a half step, so this has to be a major 7th. If you went down a whole step, it would be dominant. Okay, we'll get to the dominant in just a second. So this is a 4 with a major 7th. Okay, we're doing good. Little ways to go. This is where it gets weird. So we're going to go to a C. We're going to stack up every other note, C, E, G, and B flat. So go to the C, E, G, and B flat. Okay, let's get on our keyboard and stack those up. See how they sound. C, E, G, and B flat. Okay, this one sounds twangy. Here's a major triad, but we went an octave minus a whole step. So this one's a mutt. So this one's the dominant 7, okay? So the 5 chord in any key creates a dominant 7th. And if you know, you might know this already from earlier theory, but the 5th note of the scale is actually called the dominant. That's why we call this chord a dominant 7, because it's based on the 5th note of the scale. Okay? Great work. Let's keep going with just 2 chords to go. We've got D. We're going to stack these up, starting on D. D, F, A, C. Put those on the staff. We'll go down for this one. D, F, A, C. D, F, A, C. We've seen this one before in one of our songs. So look at those notes. D, F, A, C. It's got that mellow sound. So here's a minor triad. This is an octave minus a whole step, so that makes it a minor 7th. So the 6th chord is a minor 7th. Here's where it gets really weird. Just do one more note on the top. So we're going to go to E, and we're going to go every other note. We got E, G, B flat, and D. We're not going to go into much detail on this chord at this level of theory because it's a weird one. But we'll just touch it right now quick. E, G, B flat, D. Okay, now we don't know anything about this chord yet, but it's almost like an E minor 7. Here's an E minor chord, and there's an octave minus a whole step. But we had to do something to this 5. We had to make it a little bit lower. We had to flatten the 5. Okay, so this chord has a big long name. It's called E minor 7 flat 5. Say that.
E minor 7 flat 5.
Okay, so we would call this a 7 minor 7, and then put a flat 5 in parentheses. Long name. Another way we could call that is it's called a half diminished chord. Okay, the shortcut name for that is half diminished. You do a 7 with a circle and then put a slash through it. That's half diminished. Okay, fully diminished means we'd have to take the 7th down a little bit more. But Robert will teach you that next semester in detail. Okay? So now let's organize these into clubs and see what we have. Which 2 are major 7ths? 1. Uh-huh. The 1 and 4 are in the major 7th club. Okay. Which ones are in the minor 7th club? 2, 3, and 6. Okay, so that actually looks like our old sad club. Remember how the 2, 3, and 6 were all minors before? When you put a 7th on them, they still all say in the same club. Before, we had 3 guys in our happy club, but now the 5 has gone off on its own. Become a little rebel, little independent congressman, okay? So The 5 is by itself, and then the ultra depressed chord gets kind of a new name. It's called a minor 7 flat 5. Okay, so those are our diatonic 7th chords. Let's go through it on the keyboard now. We're just going to play a little fun jazz exercise so we can know how to play these chords. Why don't you try taking 2 fingers in each hand. You can pick any 2 you want. We're going to go F, A, C, E. And we're just going to play each chord one at a time. So we're going to do this little jazz thing. We're going to say 1 major 7, 2 minor 7, 3 minor 7, 4 major 7, 5 dominant 7, 6 minor 7, 7 half diminished, and 1 major 7. Okay, that'll be our fun exercise for the rest of the semester. So go to 1 major 7, we'll say it really slow. So we're just playing those chords on the board. 1, 2, 3, 4.